Hello everyone. Good afternoon students. Thanks for joining this inauguration function of the book club in your school. I'm very happy participating in this event as a chief guest and inaugurating your book club. Whether it is a book club or a library or any place with books or where books are the heroes and heroines, I like that place. That's because books are sort of windows to the world. I may be reading a book which is written by someone who is living in the same time as me, probably in the same city, same country, speaking the same language as me. Or I can go to the other extreme and I can read a book written by someone who lived hundreds of years back, someone who lived in thousands of miles away from me, someone speaking a language which I will never understand. I haven't even heard of that language, and so on. Such differences are all removed magically by opening a book. It's like two dots which are far away are connected in a very personal way. When I read the book of someone, I'm able to really understand what is in his or her mind. I may agree or I may disagree, that's a separate story. But suddenly we both are connected. Like I said, we were living in different centuries, probably different cities, different countries, speaking different languages, having different habits. But still, we are connected thanks to this book and the reading habit. I got into the reading habit at a very young age, and I would say that is one of the best habits I picked up from my childhood. In fact, I don't even remember whether I picked up any other good habits from my childhood. Reading has stayed with me till now, and I hope to continue it forever. And when I think about why I read and what is the benefit, I'm an engineer. I always try to think of benefits coming from a particular habit. Okay, if I do this, what does it give me? For example, if I walk every day, if I work out every day, if I do yoga, what is the benefit? What I get out of it? Similarly, when I think about books, one of the first thing that comes to my mind is the enjoyment when reading the book. I'm sure you all have observed it. When you open a book and you start reading, suddenly for the next 10 minutes or 2 hours or 10 hours or whatever, you're transformed into a totally different world, and you enjoy that moment. You enjoy every word. You enjoy forming pictures in your mind. You enjoy thinking about what the author says. You enjoy mapping them to your own life, and that enjoyment is something which is the first benefit that I can think of. The second benefit is books make me see the world from somebody else's perspective, somebody else who is not me. For example, I'm a male. When I read a book by a female author, I'm able to understand how a woman thinks. I'm an Indian. When I read a book written by a British author, I'm able to think like a British person. I'm able to understand the perspective from which they are coming. Within British author itself, if I read a modern British author or a 18th century British author, I see the difference very clearly. So I'm able to think like somebody else. So reading helps me have the right perspectives. When I'm discussing with some people, reading helps me understand what is their thought process, why they are saying certain things, what is in their mind. So reading really helps me think from other people's perspective, which is very important for your interpersonal relationships. When you work with your friends, your relatives, your family members, your students, when you're in school or college, your co-workers, wherever you are, it's very important to understand the other person's perspective to have a good relationship, and books are providing a solid foundation for that. That's a second benefit that I can think of. The third benefit is books are a result of very structured thinking. When an author starts writing a book, it's not that the author has his or her entire book in his or her mind. So he or she goes through a long process of a lot of raw thoughts are there, facts are there. They are putting them together, and in a structured way they are giving it to you. It is like something which is presented in the best possible manner. And when you read many books, that structure comes in you. You understand. You are able to gather your thoughts very well and present it in a way. You may not write a book, but at the same time, when you're talking to somebody else, you're able to express yourself well. You're able to express yourself in a more structured way. That is a third benefit coming from books. The fourth benefit is, um, by reading books, I'm able to look at worlds beyond mine. What I mean by that is, generally, each person in this world can only live one life. Yeah, it looks like a stupid fact, which I'm stating very obvious thing, but the reality is, I can only live the life of one person, and I can only see the pluses, minuses. I can only make mistakes of one person. I can only have learnings of one person. But books are suddenly opening it up for me. It is like, let's say I'm reading biography of someone. I'm getting introduced to another world. May not be for example, that person might have lived for 80, 85 years. That doesn't mean I'm understanding all the 85 years of their life, but I'm able to get a snapshot, the most important part of their life. This is just one example. Biographies are just one example. Like that, there are many other examples. And by reading, you're able to really get that. It's like you have lived the life of 20 people, 40 people, 100 people. When you do that, suddenly you start connecting the dots. Okay, I read this in this person's life, and I read this in this person's life, and I'm having this problem in my life. When I think about what these people did, this is the right thing that somebody did, this is the wrong thing that somebody did. When I think about all those, I'm able to make better judgment. If I don't have the reading habit, I have to make my decisions, make the judgments based on my own life experiences and what I learned. Whereas now, suddenly I have the so many people helping me. It's like each one is a small guide. I learned something from each book. So that is another important benefit in reading. Another benefit is, this is something that I've observed. Readers are very disciplined. See, in today's fast-paced world, if you're finding time to read, that itself means you're disciplined. Because in the midst of all the things that demand your attention, you're able to make time. It may be short time, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 1 hour, whatever it is. But you're able to make time for that. And you're able to do it consistently. Let's say you start reading a novel, and the novel is very good. Suddenly you plan your week in such a way that you get a lot of time for reading. For example, I see people reading in train, I see people reading in bus, and I've seen auto drivers waiting in traffic signals for the light to turn green. They're reading. I mean, like people find innovative ways to read that makes you more disciplined. You find time for reading in your life, which you can take for something else. Let's say tomorrow you want to do something else. Let's say tomorrow you want to exercise regularly. This habit of reading, which help you plan your time better, will help you find time for exercise or whatever else that you want to do. So it makes you better disciplined at not just time management, in everything that you do. So that is another great benefit from books. So like that, of course, I can talk on and on and on, but I want to be conscious of the time that is given to me, and I want to leave you with one thought. Let's say you're not a reader. You haven't read a book, or you've read few books, but it hasn't become a habit. If you want to convert it into a habit, there is a good trick. Your fathers, mothers, brothers and sisters, if you talk to them, ask them about something called SIP, systematic investment plan. That's what they say. So what it means is, let's say you want to invest in share market or something else, but you don't have a lot of money. So you don't have to wait till a lot of money is there. You don't have to wait till you have X lakh rupees for you to start investment. Instead, you start small. Okay, can you invest 100 rupees a month? 500 rupees a month? Is it possible? Start with that. Start early. Even if it is a small amount, start early. And then keep on doing that 100. Okay. After a couple of years, you're able to increase 100 to 200 or 500 or 1000 or 2000 and so on. So you're able to slowly adjust it as per your lifestyle, as per your earning capacity. And at some point, this whole thing grows into a very large asset for you. I'm not here to give you investment advice. I'm here to tell you that the same concept of SIP can be used for forming a reading habit. So create a SRP, systematic reading plan. You don't have to sit and read a 500-page book in 1 week. Start with reading 1 page a day or 2 pages a day, whatever works for you. Half page a day is also fine, but you should do it every day. That is important. That's why it's called systematic, right? So you're doing it in a systematic manner. So start reading something every day, 1 page, 2 pages, 3 pages, 5 pages, whatever works for you, whatever time that you're able to find. And also start reading something that you enjoy. Don't start with something which is very difficult and you are not enjoying. Reading should be enjoyable. When it is enjoyable, then the habit gets formed and then you continue it forever. So start with something that you enjoy and start with a small number, 1 page, half a page daily is fine. And then slowly increase it. As you start liking that book, as you start enjoying it, you increase it. Let's say you find a 100-page book and you're able to read 4 pages a day. Slowly read it over 25 days or a month. And after that, take a second page. This time try to, second book. This time try to jump from 4 pages to 6 pages a day or 8 pages a day or 10 pages a day, whatever it is. So try to, don't hurt yourself. Don't make it a pain. The moment it becomes a pain, the habit doesn't get formed. So you should enjoy the book and you should enjoy the reading experience also. So when you combine these two, that SRP, systematic reading plan, does wonders. So suddenly, for example, imagine you're reading just 5 pages a day. In a month, you can read 150 pages, and in a year, you can read thousands of pages. So that's what is the that's what a regular reading does for you. Against reading some 40 pages in a day and then not reading anything for the next 10 days. That is something which is not going to help you at all. So that is where I recommend everyone to start small, pick up a book that you like, that's something that you enjoy, something that you will continue to, it's something that you will want to continue. Take that and start reading, and start small, start reading 2 pages, 4 pages, whatever it is, and then look at the benefits. I told about so many benefits. They may not be visible in day 1, they may not be visible in day 10, but they will be visible as you make a habit. So slowly you will observe that you're becoming better at expressing yourself. You're becoming better at listening. You're becoming better at understanding what others are saying. You're becoming better at having a discipline to follow a routine. So all these things, one by one, you will observe, and that is something that will act as a trigger. It's a positive spiral. So the moment you form this habit and you're able to do that, now that will lead to, okay, now I want to continue reading. Now I want to read another interesting book. Now I want to read more pages per day, and so on. So that is where you have to use the second step. First step is SRP, having a habit. Second step is using the first step as a basis to jump to the next steps. For example, in the first step, you pick the book of a particular novelist. You liked it. In the second step, look for more books by the same author. Or if that book is a series, second book in that series. Or in that subject. For example, first book was a humorous book that you read. Look for more humorous books, and so on. So this is a trick. If you say, hey, if I like a humorous book, shouldn't I pick a totally different book, like let's say thriller? Nothing wrong with that. But the thing is, the fact that you read a humorous book and liked it, that is kind of a proof that you're more likely to enjoy a second humorous book. So this, because you're in early days, right? You haven't become a very habitual reader yet. So that is where these small tricks will help. So picking a similar book or by the same author. So by using these techniques, you will be able to extend your 1 month habit into 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, and so on. And at some point, like a magic door or a window, it opens, and then now you don't need all these extrinsic motivations. You have an intrinsic motivation which wants to read, and you jump at the book that you like, or you expand your reading by going for more authors, going for more types of books, going for different language books, and from picture books you may go to books which are chapter books, and more heavy philosophical books, history books. I mean, you'll expand, and you will not need me, or you will not need anyone like me to come and tell you how to expand your reading and what to read and all, because you will become your own judge and you will be able to do all those things yourself. So that is where A system like book club or a library is something which is giving you that environment. When you enter a library, it is a room full of racks and racks of books, all categorized. There is something in it for everyone, whether you like stories, whether you like poetry, whether you like history, whether you like science, technology, whatever it is. There is something for everyone, and that could give you the much needed start in the reading habit, and then you will take it to great heights, and you will enjoy all the benefits that I spoke about, and you will also have much more a fulfilling habit, a lifelong fulfilling habit with you. Wishing you all the best. Thanks for inviting me for this event.